Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
What you're saying is you're just grabbing things randomly. You're not paying for it.
Like I said, I'm not grabbing anything. None of this is I don't claim to own any of this. These are...
Do you make that disclaimer?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is on my website. I spoke to Ms. Young about this.
The whole purpose behind law is to right wrong. I want justice to be something that isn't this foreign concept.
Justice knows no boundaries. The truth will be heard. Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Evelyn Young is suing Frank Trainer in the amount of $5,619. Ms. Young claims Mr. Trainer sold her fraudulent goods. Mr. Trainer denies the plaintiff's claims and feels he is not responsible.
All rise, remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. I like this case, and I like it because I didn't know about this area of law. And as much as I am trying to resolve the dispute between the two of you, anytime there's an opportunity to educate people on the law, I think it's important, and this is an important issue. I understand why you're suing. You're suing for $5,619, and it's all because of this cable box, quote unquote, that you received, right?
A TV box, he called it.
TV box. So, Ms. Young, tell me what happened.
Well, I was at the car wash, and I saw this TV box that was available, that I could see all my shows on it, and he said I could cancel my cable, and I figured that I would save a lot of money that way.
You were at the car wash.
Right.
And we're talking about TV boxes. That should have been a flag right there.
Well, I've been going to this car wash for years. It's been in the same family for probably 35 years.
Did Mr. Trainer work at the car wash?
I don't work at the car wash. I have an office set up in the lobby there. There was an open office, and I figured...
In addition to the car wash, there are other people having businesses within...
Yeah, I mean, I've gone to this car wash. It's in my neighborhood, so I've gone for years and years and years.
You said you had an office there.
And there's an office that happened to be open in that little lobby area.
You don't have an office there. There's an office space that you decided to occupy.
Yeah, so
Are you paying office rent?
Of course.
You are paying office rent?
Of course, yes.
All right. Are you the only person in the office?
I mean, there's the car wash that's operated. There was an extra room. I've been there many, many, many times, so I figured, hey, I can run my business out of here. I was having some success with it, but I just needed
because of the frequency
storefront.
of the new numbers of people constantly coming in getting their car washed.
It's a perfect spot, yeah, for
that makes sense. So I know when I go get my car washed, they're selling everything from pizza to greeting cards to ice cream and air fresheners. So you were just another stream of income.
TV, exactly. I know that with my business, one of the big selling points is if I could have actual screening of what my company is all about.
And when you approached her, what was your goal?
My goal, of course, was to tell her about this product that I have.
The goal was to sell her this product, and the product consists of what?
So basically, these free media streaming boxes exist. You can buy them online for $50. What my company is actually an organization platform. So we fix the software onto these boxes, and it basically allows you to freely access everything that is streaming online in a much more organized way.
So, Mr. Trainer, in the case of An All in the Family, obviously that show was created by Norman Lear.
Right.
And I don't know who, maybe it was CBS, I don't remember who, but clearly someone has ownership of that content. That content has value.
Right.
Now, whether it's in the form of syndication or on another cable platform or streaming online, someone has engaged in some sort of transaction for that content.
Right. Now,
if that person isn't getting the benefit of that contract, if you're able to just grab that content and allow anyone to see it, then you're circumventing the process for the people who are engaging in the back and forth.
Now, my understanding of this, now these boxes, like I said, you can buy them legally. All of these movies and television shows, sporting events, they're online streaming, so everyone has access. If you have a computer, you can click, 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 and find All in the Family, find Golden Girls, and it's right there for you. My software basically just organizes it So now I'm able to take it from the computer, project it up on a TV screen, and it's all right there, just a click away. I click on TV shows,
Let's
here are all
follow
the TV
that
shows.
for a moment. What you're saying is you're just grabbing things randomly. You're
So,
not paying for it.
Like I said, I'm not grabbing anything. None of this is I don't claim to own any of this. These are...
Do you make that disclaimer?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is
Stop.
on my website. I spoke to
Is that
Mrs.
true?
Young about this.
Did he make that disclaimer that, listen, I may not own all this content that I'm putting on this box? Did he tell you that?
He didn't tell me he owned it. He didn't tell me he didn't own it. He just told me this was the way to find it.
Okay, I was very...
Coming up on America's Court.
Movies and television shows, sporting events, they're online streaming, so everyone has access. If you have a computer, you can click, 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 and find All in the Family, find Golden Girls, and it's right there for you. My software basically just organizes it.
Closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Evelyn Young, who is suing Frank Traynor for lost wages and cable fees.
You're in the business of entertainment.
Yes, I am.
You know how this works. That you didn't even ask means you didn't want to know.
I'm not sure that I even put it together because, like you, I'm very computer literate. He maintains that I'm not very technologically savvy.
Yes.
But I write scripts on my computer. I send them to people with Dropbox and WeTransfer and all of that. I understand technology, and every now and then.
You also understand as a writer.
Right, but on YouTube.
That you expect to be compensated for your artistry.
Yes, and it depends on the contract, of course, for whatever I wrote.
And if you were not getting any residuals because someone was able to grab that content, that would affect you because, as you indicated, you're on Social Security, you're on a fixed income. So those residual checks for you have value.
Right, but when I find something on YouTube, which is essentially a streaming service,
yes.
When I find something there, it's licensed and it says it is, and there's a copyright notice right underneath the screen that plays the film or the TV show,
right,
or the episode or whatever.
I got it. Mm-hmm.
You know, I watch TV on my computer. I have to start my morning every day with last night's Jimmy Kimmel.
So for you, instead,
I can't stay up that late, but I can watch him in the morning to get my day going.
If I'm hearing it correctly, you didn't want to pay the additional costs that you would otherwise be paying. You were looking for a cheaper way of still being able to enjoy the things you enjoy.
As I understood it, this is the stuff that's available to be seen, the same stuff I'm looking at on my computer, and I can do it through his box, and I'm assuming it's the same portal that I'm using on my computer, so therefore someone's going to get paid for it.
Hold on a moment. Ultimately, you bought what he was selling. Yes?
Yes, I bought what he was selling. But what really pisses me off, if I may...
Easy.
He just said that...
Down.
May I please, sir?
No. You indicated, sir, that this box normally costs $50.
Right.
By the time you do what you do,
exactly,
what was the cost?
It's about $200.
$218 with tax.
With tax.
But who's counting? Huh? All right.
$200. That's correct.
All right.
And now,
and for that amount, you get a box that has all this content on it.
It's taking from streaming websites. So, like I said,
I'm following you.
Okay.
Is there a way, is it a set amount of content, or can there be additional content added?
Oh, it's constant. I mean, like the internet is constantly changing.
Right. The $218 is for the box, and is there a fee involved to continue to get it on a regular basis?
Absolutely not. It's a one-time payment. I've given lifetime warranty on that. I'm happy to come help people out. If it stops working, I'm completely, that's part of my guarantee to them.
You initially had the box, you were watching the content, you were pleased.
Right, because it was, instead of seeing it on my laptop screen, now I could see the same shows I see on my TV.
Right, without paying a cable bill.
For stuff I don't want to watch anyway.
Fair enough. And then it became a problem. How long had you had it before it became a problem?
I'd had it for 27 days, and I know exactly why. Because
I believe you. Okay. I believe you. You had it for on day 28, what happened?
It was day 26, actually.
Okay.
I had a party. I have one every year for all of my clients.
Okay. In the industry?
In the industry. The people I write for, people who hire me to write.
And you had the party?
I had the party, and one of the guys, you know, it's supposed to be conversation. Cell phones at the door, no TV, supposed to be conversation. And some guy says, oh, there's a NASCAR race on. I've got to watch this NASCAR race. I need to watch something on your TV. So he goes in, he fiddles with my TV, and he tries to get through the box. And the next thing you know, there's a movie showing, and it says screener copy only.
Now, I know
Boom.
that. Well, wait a minute. When you say screener copy only, what you're saying is for people who are in the industry that are streaming films for award season or for whatever different issues, there's a crawl that goes across saying this is not to be seen in public. This is for you in order to watch the movie and do whatever it is you need to do from a business standpoint. Right? So I just want to make sure we're all clear.
Yeah.
And
so
you understand what that means when it says screener copy only.
Yeah, definitely. So
but if
those
someone's
screener copies
seeing
do
it
leak.
outside of that circle, that's a big no-no.
That's a major big no-no. And these are my industry friends / clients that I make a big deal for. I cook for 2 weeks before they come over for my annual party. And they think I'm being unethical.
The inference is by you having that on there that somehow you're pirating content amongst other people in the business who take a very
Who
dim
knows
look
what
at
else
that.
I've got on there, right?
Mm-hmm. And as a result of that, you no longer wanted the box.
I no longer wanted the box, and I'm very afraid that I'm not going to get any work. And
So I
but
can't, again,
don't
like I
worry.
said, my disclaimer to her was that this is for private use only. I'm not taking any responsibility. If you want to screen it at your parties, your little cooking parties, go for it. But I'm not.
Stop.
You were.
That was rude.
Sorry.
There's
Sorry.
been a lot of that, sir.
Coming up on America's Court,
When I gave him back the box and asked for my money back, because I didn't want that thing in my house anymore, then I had to restart the cable, and there was a fee for that. And then
And how much was that?
That's almost another couple $100, so that's $200, $400, $600.
All right.
closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
There is something to be said, especially when someone's older than you, to be a little bit more deferential.
Okay,
I
so-
think the older you get, I think that's something that you just earn.
And I want to also confirm that the majority of my customers right now are actually elders. And I've been taught very well by my parents. They have taught me well to treat everyone with respect.
They
but when
wouldn't be pleased right now.
And this is, I guess,
I'm
the
just
temper
saying.
that got the better of me. But
Stop.
again, the same thing happened when she
You-
comes in
that
berating me, calling me a
completely
con man
went
and a
over you, and we're
fraud.
both talking. That won't serve you.
Okay.
This is not your finest hour. She tells you, this is what I'm doing as an industry person. You obviously say you want your money back.
I wanted my money back
And
for the
you
box.
wanted how much back? Because this 5,619 reflects what? I see how you broke it down.
I
What is
have
this?
receipts if you'd like them, sir.
Show me, yes.
Okay, so it's
Because you put in
208
your complaint how it breaks down.
It's $218 for the cable box,
Yes.
for the TV box, the free TV box.
Right.
It's a penalty for canceling my cable early.
Okay,
Which
and I
was-
just want to say, I never
Stop.
told
I'm
her to
listening
cancel
her.
cable.
I thought you said did your parents tell you not to interrupt people when they talk? They're not happy right now.
There was a penalty for canceling my cable
And that
early.
was the
that was
$199?
almost a couple $100, I think.
All right. And then what else?
When I gave him back the box and asked for my money back, because I didn't want that thing in my house anymore, then I had to restart the cable, and there was a fee for that. And then
And how much was that?
That's almost another couple $100, so that's $200, $400, $600.
All right.
Or thereabouts.
So is that the 619? Because the 5,000 is for lost wages.
$5,000 is what I generally earn in a year for writing scripts. It's
Show
a
me.
pitiful amount.
Show me. Show me. You showed me all the other amounts, the total to 619. Where the
Wow, I should have brought my tax return from last year.
if I coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Coulda, woulda,
And
shoulda.
listen,
I'm
I
very
told
sorry,
her
sir.
I was completely willing to refund her $170.
Dad,
She
you don't
used it
feel
for
as
a
though you
month.
should have to pay anything.
She doesn't think she should have to pay anything.
You feel you shouldn't have to.
I shouldn't have to pay anything.
Coming up on America's Court,
If she really wanted a money back for the box, I can figure something out. But I mean, paying
What's
for
the
her
figure out?
wages.
Give her the money back. Here's your $200. Give me the box.
closed captioning provided by. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. We're back with the case of Evelyn Young, who is suing Frank Trainer for lost wages and cable fees.
I told her, even in the store, if she really wanted a money back for the box, I can figure something out. But, I mean, paying
What's
for
to
her
figure out?
wages...
Give her the money back. Here's your $200. Give me the box.
And that would have been something that I would have loved to deal with if she didn't come in yelling at me in front of customers that I was dealing with. Well, let's not talk about your lost wages, but I also have my customers that were in there. And you come in yelling fraud, con man in front of everyone?
Here's why I found this case so interesting. Because I didn't realize that back in 2014, this situation actually went to the U.S. Supreme Court. I think it was American Broadcasting Company versus Ariel. And what Ariel was saying was, look, we're just grabbing content and allowing people to see it. But the Supreme Court said, here's the deal. You are infringing on the copyright of these other entities when they exercise that right. So if someone allowed, some people online don't have any problems with you watching their content. They want you to see their content. But some people will say, you cannot see this content. You are in violation. So the mere fact that she has this content on her box subjects her to being sued for copyright infringement.
Now,
stop. That's a problem. Because if she's able to be sued, why would she continue to engage in behavior that potentially exposes her to liability? Whatever it is you're putting on the site, that's on you. But if you're not screening and filtering what is going through that system, and someone says, I don't want to be subjected to being sued, then legally they have a right to say, I don't want to be a part of this business transaction.
One thing I want to bring up.
Did I say you could talk?
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. You're watching America's Court with Judge Ross. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
So based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel will come down in favor of the plaintiff. Is she going to get the money for the box? Yes. Is she going to get the money for canceling her cable fees? Yes.
I didn't tell her to do that,
You
though.
still going to talk? Is she going to get the money to the monies to reenact the cable and the loss behind it, right? It was the two things.
To shut it off early and start it back up again.
Start it back up again and the box. That totals $619, right? Are you getting $5,000 for lost wages? That's not going to happen.
Not without a tax return.
Not today. Not up in here. $619 is your judgment, ma'am. Case closed.
Thank you.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $619.
I'm very pleased with the way it turned out today. All I wanted ever was my money back, and I think it's very fair.
I'm really disappointed that I have to pay her back. I don't think I'm doing anything illegal with my company.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.